Hello, my name is Sohail Inayatullah. I'm a professor. I focus in the areas of future studies, and I'm very happy to be here with PROUT Rev. Now, I've been writing a lot on COVID-19 futures, and the one thing that's come across is there's almost three perspectives of how we see COVID-19. Perspective one is restricted, and this has two parts. Part one, it's conspiracy, it's fake news, it's the flat earth gang, it's someone else is responsible. In a way, it's almost the dark side of the new age wellness industry. It's 5G towers. They're unable to see the data, they get lost in theory, looking for the hidden cause. So from that perspective, the policies that emerge are not ones that create a better future, they're destructive. The second part of this restrictive perspective is blame others. You blame an ethnic group, and you use strategy for personal political gain. So that's kind of frame one, the restricted view of health policy around COVID-19. Conspiracy theory and blame. Now, as we go through this, we think, well, what's the active one? What's something that leads to change? So the first thing, of course, public health measures, what's called the hammer and the dance, lockouts, reduce the chances of infection. The second one is find the cure, find the vaccine. Now, as we go deeper, though, and this is important, what are some of the root causes? We know there's some systemic causes. We have to change what we eat, challenge wet markets, stop cities encroaching into wildlife areas, challenge factory farming. So this is very much a shift in the system of food production. We also have to think about the future, develop anticipatory systems to watch out for the next pandemic, particularly in the context of climate change. So we have to be ready for the next crisis and start to think about how do we avoid those? How do we get ahead of the curve? And the one thing this pandemic has shown us is that what was invisible is now visible. For many of us, we knew inequity is a huge problem. It's becoming more and more visible. Racial injustice is becoming more and more invisible. So we're seeing we need to act not just solving this pandemic, but anticipating the next one, and clearly having truth and reconciliation, truth telling, here's what's not working in our society. This is called the U.S. future. Here's what we have to let go of to create a different world. Now, this different world argument is the transformative part. Restrictive, active, and not transformative. What do we transform? So some people are suggesting, what about 4 days a week? How do we create flexible educational systems, hybrid models, lectures online, some face-to-face? How do we get safety nets? Does that mean rethinking the economy towards a cooperative economy so the economy chases people in terms of job after job? Does that mean UBI? Clearly, we're certain we need more equity in the system. You cannot have such huge disparities. They don't work. We have to keep the money rolling in the system just so it keeps on rolling. So this leads again to platform co-ops. And finally, the active part, the transformation part, is what's called the 5P health revolution. It's person-based, it's preventive, it's partnership, it's participatory, and it's precision scientific intervention. So this leads us to the framework of this is purpose, planet, people, prosperity. So once again, from a fragmented system to a connected system, from survival of the fittest to we're on a collective journey where health matters. So currently, if you look at health, it's considered an individual option. From the PROUT perspective, it's a global given. Health is the basic need and basic right. Currently, it's wealth-based, it's individualized, it's using private science and technology, it's a one-door health system. So what might the PROUT health system look like? Well, first, it's about health justice. Second, it's the individual in the context of the collective. Third, science and technology and pharmaceuticals moves to a global cooperative platform. So knowledge is shared easily, it's fluid, it flows. And finally, it's a multi-door health system where the controller of the health system is evidence-based public health policy. It's science-based. We have many modalities, they're all in, they're all allowed. As Sarkar, the founder of PROUT, says, medicine is that which cures. Now, what's the worldview, the deep culture of this? Well, clearly today, global health policy is fragmented. In the PROUT view, it's a global commons because health is foundational for us prosperity, it's foundational for the planet, it's foundational for people, and clearly health helps us find our true purpose. And the deep narrative is very clear. Today, health is framed as survival of the fittest. In the PROUT perspective, it's a collective journey where no one is left behind. So if we take PROUT seriously, we start to imagine a very different type of world, very different type of global health policy, of course, personal health strategies.